Hey guys, I'm making another video after a while at Lake Nacogdoches, or however you say it. And there's Leith.
What's up? Lake Nacogdoches.
Lake Nacogdoches.
I think it translates in Latin to Jonah's about to get stomped in the ground.
Okay, me and him are gonna play against each other. Of course, we both haven't played before, and we're at home one.
All right, guys. Well, what Jonah meant to say there was that they had never played this course. They're going to be playing it blind. This is John, Jonah's dad, and Caddy. So I'm going to be doing some commentary here. Jonah's going to start off hole one with his warrants, flips it up. Didn't do all that great on the first shot. He wanted to start off with some momentum. Leith starting off with his flick. He is a forehand dominant player. Hits a tree. Heads off to the left a little bit. Jonah is getting his warden out, his upshot warden. He is pretty accurate with that bad boy. He usually does a pretty good job. Leith is going to be flicking out of the trees here. Bear with me, guys. I've never done the commentary over a video like this before. So Jonah is going to finish up with a 3, and Leith will finish up with a 3. Moving on to hole 2, it's just kind of a hyzer, right-handed hyzer line. Jonah decides to take his tactic and try to do a skip shot low. His teammate on Squadron, David, hates that tactic for some reason, but he still throws it. Sorry for the sniffling, guys, a little sinused up. Leith decides he's going to go with the high route, and it works out pretty good for him. Gives him a look at it, too. So Jonah's kind of out a little ways, and so trying to teach Jonah to play safe, trying to get a good score and go for the pars and take the birdies when they come in. Leith throws his 2 in, and Jonah finishes up his 3 here. This course is absolutely awesome. Lake Nacogdoches, I'm not sure what it's called. Leith's going to be starting off with his flick here. Forehand down in the way, down the tunnel there. Does pretty good. They didn't really check it out too much before they played it. Jonah's going to take his warrant again and hope that it flips up. It doesn't. Hits a tree, goes to the left. Jonah's in there with his rock just to try to get an out. People who know Jonah know he pretty much throws his rock in his justice. In my opinion, he's probably one of the best justice throwers I've ever seen. This is the justice throw here. And he gives himself a look at a 4. Leith throwing his second shot, trying to get out of the trees here, get comfortable. And he's throwing some MVP disc. I can't really remember what it's called. But not too familiar with MVP stuff. Gives himself a little tester back. It's a little to the left. Or maybe the right, and it just kind of rolls in. Jonah's going to be trying to seal his 4 here. Just kind of slow the bleeding a little bit from the jitters of the beginning of the round here. Hole 4, par 3. This one you want to go left of that big tree out there and just kind of get a hyzer skip. Leith is kind of going straight at it. Hits the tree, kind of gets caught up behind the trees to the left there. Jonah decides to pull out his rock like he normally does. And he likes the old KC rocks, and this is the McPro rock, or the Macbeth rock, excuse me. And gets down there pretty good. Gets a little kickoff tree to the left. Leith, this would have been a good upshot, but what happened was he hit the side of the mound, and it shot him up to the right there. Jonah's got a little look here, but he lays up. It's kind of downhill, so again, he's going for the pars, and when the birdies are there, he's taking them. And Leith hits some chains, pops out to the left. He'll have an easy 4. And this is for Jonah's 3 here. And for the record, I didn't really keep track of the score. At the end, I know what the ending score was roughly, so I'll say what that is. Jonah's pulling out his justice on his forehand here. It's, pretty much his go-to stuff. Is that justice and his rock. Leith, I believe this is a boss. He's going to be forehand in here. He just pushes a little too hard, hits the tree, gets a left-hand bounce. And he slaps his hands there. Flicks out. Jonah says that's going to be an easy four right here. We'll see how that works out. Jonah pulls out his warden. Get right under the basket. And that's what he's good at. And that's what he does. He's right under the basket. And he acknowledges that. Leith, third throw. Boom, hits a tree. Comes back. We didn't know at the time that that's actually drop off on the other side until right about this point. Leith decides since he's got tattoos, he's still going to run it. He's pretty hardcore. He does hit the basket, but it rolls down the hill. Not too bad, though. He's able to save the, I don't know what that is, a 5 or something. And Jonah will tap in his putt here. And we're moving on to hole 6. Hole 6 was eventful. Jonah pulling out his rock. Wanted to go to the right. I think he wanted to hyzer in a little bit more, but ended up getting behind that tree to the right. Leith went full commitment here. This was kind of our little funny thing here. Boom, man, he hits the ground. He did watch the shot the whole time. Proud of him on that. Jonah didn't really do anything to help him at all. And now his butt hurts. He throws that. It comes out of his hand. So, he's starting to become disappointed in the round. Yeah, he throws his upshot there. Comes up a little short. Actually goes a little too far to the right. Jonah throws his warden. I don't know if he hit a tree or what, but he wishes it would have went further. I told him to lay up because it's downhill. He does a partial run, hits the basket, and it rolls. Leith takes advantage of this to get his putt in. And as you can see, Jonah ends up way down there. Leith gets his putt in, but he ends up kind of shooting over the basket here. It ended up in the ravine. But the ravine's right next to the basket, so he's able to finish up. Jonah doesn't like to listen to his caddy / dad, so he decides to overcommit. I told him just to lay up because it's a really weird angle. And it's a casual round anyways. He hits his own bag, so he hits the basket and rolls back there. They talk about it and decide who cares, just play it. But it's not going to matter. Jonah pays the price, the ultimate price, and still hits the basket again. I guess I shouldn't spoil the shots, but he hits the basket again, and it rolls just right. Kind of does a circle and comes back, and he makes the next putt. I don't know how that got cut out. This hole's like uphill. This hole's one of the reasons I'm doing commentary now, because I was trying to breathe. I'm like a wild hog out there, just snorting into the camera, so it's kind of annoying. Jonah throws his rock straight up the hill. It's very vertical. Until you're there, it's just, you don't understand how crazy this is. That shot was definitely going in. Unfortunately, Leith hit a tree, so that kind of took the fire out of that one. Jonah decides to just kind of get under the basket because he's traumatized from the prior hole. Leith wants to get a stroke back here, shoots over the basket, and the pink MVP disc. Don't remember what it was. I think he said it was an atom or something, or I don't really know. I don't know the MVP disc. So, hole 8. Yeah, just a straight shot through the trees and stuff. Jonah pulls out the rock, decides to try to get a little hyzer through there. Gets a tree, smacks it to the ground. He's satisfied with it though, or smiling anyways, as Leith crumbles under the pressure of the 12-year-old. Leith goes to the left side, ends up hitting a tree, and basically ends up right on top of Jonah's disc. Just so you guys know too, this is the Las Vegas versus Texas challenge between these two guys here. Leith's from Las Vegas, and that's a Las Vegas jump putt there. I'm just making this up as I go. I don't know. He missed that. I told Jonah to lay up, but he decides to do a horrible hyzer lay up and ends up pretty far away. But Leith here, boom, hits the front of the basket, doesn't make it. Jonah says, I like this guy. I want to keep this competitive, so I'm just going to touch I'm just going to touch one chain link on the right. He's aiming that up right here. Boop, just touches that one chain link. Says, you know what, let this guy be part of the game. Obviously, I'm just kidding. Throws their putt in. They both get fours. Excuse me. This hole, we didn't walk down there prior to. We probably should have. I told Jonah, I said, flip up your force. He tried to flip it up. Just hyzers out into the trees. Leith flicks out there pretty good. Got it on an ante, and it really got a good flight. Jonah threw his destroyer just as a second shot messing around, and he literally just pin high, just destroyed it down there. But that one doesn't matter. He pulls his justice out and gets down there. This was incredible with his putter, his Warden. He's way out, probably 160, 170, and he goes pure ante and parks it on his third throw, looking at a 4 putt. Leith throws into the gap, hits a tree, but luckily it kind of redirects towards the basket. I would refuse to walk across the ravine. I'm really tired at this point. We've been playing disc golf for 5 straight days. Sorry for the sniffling. And he misses, clearly has an anger problem. Needs to work on that. Strikes his bag. Very angry at this point. A 12-year-old from Texas is whooping his butt. All right, let's listen to him.
We can't even say the name of the course. Oh, God. Oh, we're going to die on this hole. What are you even throwing something like this?
I guess you guys aren't going to do anything I said.
Huh? I know if you're rolling, dude.
Oh, yeah. Whenever I'm aiming, I'm rolling.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, this is Lake Nacogdoches, and it's really hard. It's long. It turns. There's no signs of some of the things. You have to go look at some of the holes before.
Yeah, like walk 600
and they're blind,
feet.
but
And you guys are getting killed.
Yeah.
These last 9 and 10, 9 is a pretty far elevation drop. Looks like a ski slope shot up into another hill shot through a creek.
Like,
But is it awesome?
It is awesome.
it is awesome, but it's killing us right now.
How about the pine cones, Leith?
First off, John keeps saying pine cones. They're pine needles. I don't know why he keeps confusing cones with needles, but they're needles.
This will be cut out.
So yeah, he's never wrong. Don knows what he's talking about.
You're wrong.
Never wrong.
All right, here we go. Hole 10.
All right.
Oh,
All right, and I'm back. We'll act like that didn't happen. Jonah throws up there with his rock. Thinks he's in a good spot. Realistically, he's very short. They actually did walk up on this one because they didn't really know if this is where we needed to be. Leith throwing his forehand up there. Gets up there pretty good. Has a good second look. He's excited. Yay. Jonah's with his Warden. Thinks he's laying up to the next area there. He's excited about it, that it stayed. Unfortunately, he didn't realize that there's 3 of them and not 2. But it's okay. He's an assassin with his Warden. So in this awkward angle, he still pulls off a pretty good forehand right through the tree. Slides right up to the basket. Leith, I think he hits a tree here. Kind of falls beside the basket. Man, this place is just awesome. Right here in the video, I'm saying that Jonathan Foster is the one who sent us out this way and told us about the course. We played with him in Athens and a few other places, and we really appreciate his advice coming out here. If you guys are in the area, this place is awesome. We also played Soso Park north of this. Man, that is really cool. Soso Park is really awesome too. This next throw, it's actually blind. You tee off from up there above the trees, and it goes downhill, and Jonah's on the box. And Jonah rips just a real rocket launcher he's got, man, and throws this thing. And I thought it went in the water. I kind of lost it. In the camera's view, I knew roughly where it was. He actually was right next to the tree. I yell up to Leith, and I tell him, hey, you need to make the correction and hyzer a little more. And so Leith loads his little 22 and sorry for the sniffling. Shoots his 22 here, and he stalls out. Hyzer stalls right into the trees. Probably would have done a lot better if I wouldn't have yelled up to him, but life moves on. If you find that disc, keep it. It's yours. It's Leith's, not mine. Jonah threw his Warden. Got up there. He was running it because he felt it was pretty open. Same thing with Leith here. Leith's upset. He just lost a disc. And, yep. And Jonah wants to go ahead and just continue to bring the pain. So he's going to make sure he gets that 3. He decided he wanted to go straight through this gap on the left. I told him, I said, go around the outside, and he didn't really put a lot on it, but still went probably 350 plus, something like that. He's capable of getting up there, but he didn't want to lose his disc in the water. He gave me a hug there because he loves his dad. Told me I was sweaty. Leith goes a little bit to the left here. He's not really satisfied with his round. Now he's got a little thumber out, hits the tree again, and he's in his descent. And Jonah, he normally throws the other warden for throws, and this is a putting warden, and he was too lazy to switch him out, so I berated him verbally, and I think the boater even heard me tell him, "What are you doing?" So Jonah said, "Don't worry, I'll still make it. It's how I roll. It's who I am. It's what I do." And he proceeded to shut me up here. And boom, gets his 3. Leith working on his, 4 or 5, whatever, something. He's losing, doesn't really matter. Leith also had a mullet for this event. It's under the hat, though. Hole 13, Jonah cranks his force way up there. Man, if it would have stayed on the hill, he would have had a 2 look, but it rolled kind of down to the right a little bit.
Absolutely perfect.
Leith says, move out of the way, little boy. Big guy's here. He's going to try to rip one up there, too. Show him how it's done. Unfortunately, this is Texas and not Vegas, so he came up really short and ends up getting eaten by ants right here. Hits the tree. He's frustrated. We all know how it is in the disc golf world. Jonah pulls his warden out and says, I'm just going to run the basket. If not, it'll just be right next to it, is what he told me, and basically what he did. Boom, lands right next to the basket. Thought it went in, but it didn't. Leith throws out of anger. He's, deciding if he's even going to play disc golf anymore because, why would you when you get destroyed by a little kid? And there we go, moving on to the next hole. I told Jonah to change up his throw and try to flip up his destroyer. He executed the throw good, but didn't put a lot of meat on it. It might have went 310 or something. I should have let him do what he was going to do. He's going to hyzer out. Leith, he flipped up his forehand. Really was a good shot. Got a good skip. Let's see. There's a lot of trash out there. They need to get those trash cans emptied. Jonah's got his warden, and whenever he's throwing that throwing warden, it's probably going to go where he wants it to go. Same with Leith. Little upshot here. I think he hyzers out a little bit here. A little bit hyzer. And they both put in their 3s, I'm pretty sure. Hate to ruin it. But then Jonah will put his in. Doesn't want to. The camera's on, so he doesn't want to miss anything like this. Excuse me. This hole goes down to the left. It's straight, but it finishes left, and it's, as you can see, the earth is, the hill is angled. Jonah decides to take his rock and just get close. Leith says, move off the box, little boy. I'm going to show you how to run for an ace run here. And man, he throws this thing right by the basket. Oh, we thought for sure it was going in. It didn't, however. So now he has to pay the cost of doing an ace run. But it was his plan. He predicted it. Jonah gets under the basket on his 2. Leith has to throw an upside down throw out. I don't really know what that was. And they finish it off. Pretty exciting basket towards the end of the round. All right, little audio problem there. Here I tell Jonah, I say, hey, go shorter than the trees. He says, no, I'll get through the trees. And he's happy that it worked. So, how about that, Dad? Leith decides to do the same thing, but he goes boom and grip lock, spits, pumps his fists. Clearly not very happy, but his second shot's pretty good. He gets through the trees. He's getting his anger issues in control there. Maybe a little medication needed. Jonah going for his little flick through the tree, hits it. Decides he has to just kind of lay up and a little jump shot. And I think they might tie this hole. I'm not sure. Let's see here. Leith misses this. I don't know why I'm spoiling everything for you guys. Jonah with his disc golf etiquette, waiting for his turn. Obviously they're friends playing a casual round. So Jonah pulling his rock out, hole 17. Just wants to get straight up there, a little hyzer finish. Hits one of the trees towards the end there and lands in the fairway. He's cool with that. Leith wants to do the same. So he prepares himself and throws. And goes a little to the right, hits a tree, comes down. I think the mullet probably throwing his balance off a little bit here. His upshot, though, is parked. Beautiful upshot. Jonah taking the wrong disc again. We talked about this after. Don't worry, I took care of that. But he throws it up there. Hits the tree, luckily, so he's got himself a 3 still. And Leith's parked, so on to hole 18. Jonah looks at the line, wants to flip something up, but then realizes it could become a thrower. Doesn't want to mess anything up. Stops, backs up, decides just to go straight towards the side of the hill. And works out pretty good. I mean, he's up there. He's got a big hyzer shot up to the basket now. Leith decides to kind of take the left route. I figured he'd have flicked, but he went backhand. And gets up there pretty much where he wants to be. It's a placement shot. Most of these are. It's a very difficult course. It's a mountain hike for sure, man. If you are going to this course, be prepared. Like I said earlier, it's the main reason I'm doing this commentary now, because I was just breathing like a wild hog in there. Jonah's hyzer shot hits tree. He wanted to come out short of the tree, but hits it. We didn't know there was a drop off on the other side of this basket too. Leith thinks he's going to just lay up to the basket, and he does, but unfortunately it goes down the hill, and he doesn't know that. Jonah's sitting there realizing he's easily going to win. I think the total score ended up being Jonah was +6 and Leith was like +12 or something. Obviously, they had played this thing blind. We had played 5 straight days of disc golf up to this. I think we played 16 or 17 rounds of disc golf, so... Anyways, I'll let them finish it off here. Do yours. Put your bogey in.
Dude, you've had such a rough day.
What do you guys have to say about this course?
Hey, that's probably worse to say than me at this point.
I had a great time, man. I wish we could do it again right now.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, come on.